Hello guys, and welcome to Daddy Share Space. So this right here is my Dewalt Flexvolt miter saw, and this is the Dewalt rolling stand that I purchased for it. Now I really like this setup. Obviously it's battery powered, so I can take it outside, I can take it wherever I need to go. This saw also has the ability to run on an AC adapter, which I do have here in the shop. I've only used it like once, and I've actually heard that it's probably not good for the motor. So even though that is a pro for this saw, basically I just run it battery powered. It's a 12-inch miter saw, compound sliding miter saw, and the stand is great because it gives you the ability to fold it up. It's got the wheels so I can transport it wherever I need to transport it, and it stows away pretty nicely as well. So I really like this setup. However, I do find it lacking in one way, and that is right here you have on each side, you have these support wings that will support your work. However, this saw does not give you the ability to actually be able to do repeatable cuts without making some kind of a jig or something like that in order to do that. And so that is my only gripe with this particular setup. Other than that, I think it's a pretty nice solution. Now, I do have a Milwaukee 12-inch compound miter saw as well in the shop. It's actually going bad, but they did not step up and make a stand like this. They actually have the traditional non-wheeled version. I mean, you can carry it around, but basically it doesn't fold up like this particular stand to where it could be rolled away. So basically, because of the fact that I could not set up repeatable stops on this in a convenient way, as many of you know, if you have watched my channel, you know I'm building out my wood shop, and I started off with a bunch of Ryobi tools, and then I progressed from there and I moved into Milwaukee and the Dewalt brand. I primarily went with these brands because they had battery powered tools. I could get battery powered table saws and such. But I just found myself wanting to get a little bit more precision, a little bit more accuracy in my work. And obviously one of those things that I've learned over time is repeat stops is like a key factor in being able to have accuracy in your work. It's less important that you measure something to be like, for a table to be like a certain height, say 39 inches or whatever, but it's more important that that all four legs are exactly the same, you know, height, so that that table is exactly the same. And that's just something that I've come to learn through trial and error, because I've made some pretty wonky things simply because I didn't understand that concept. And even though, like I said, I can build a jig for this to work that out, or I've seen videos where people have made like extravagant wings for a saw like this, the bottom line is I don't have that kind of time. And fortunately, just where I'm at, you know, in my career, you know, in healthcare, I'm in a position where I'm able to buy the things that I would like to have in my shop so that I can get the results that I would like to get. You know, I think I said this in a previous video. If I knew what I knew now, I would have just went straight to the Festool brand and bought all my stuff in that brand, simply because of the repeatability and the system. I look at it very similar to being like a Mac product, in the sense that basically you buy an iPhone, next thing you know you got an Apple Watch, next thing you know you've got a Mac or an iPad, and so on and so forth, because all of the things work synergistically together. And I think that's very important when you're spending your money for things to work together. I will do a video in the future talking about, you know, this Dewalt saw in relationship to the Flexvolt table saw, in relationship to their little small MFT table, because I want to kind of, you know, like nail down some of the points of what I mean by a system. So look for that video in the future. So let me go ahead and show you how this collapses and get it out of the way. So there's a lever here that you can push, and you lift the saw and it lowers to the ground. Let me make sure this is slid in and tight. Actually, I gotta pull it up a bit. There we go. Oh. That's a hazard. Anyways, that's the first time I've ever done that, promise. Alright, let's pull this in.